Okay, so it's recording now. So hello to anyone who's watching, and today it's from what I've heard from the what I read from the instructions and what I perceived of it is that we should over our own definition and simply our own oversimplification of the light dependent and light independent. So this is what I believe the instruction was. So I think I'll just do it. So first, basic summary of what photosynthesis is. It's when the process wherein light energy becomes useful for the plant. So now we are going to talk about light dependent and the Calvin cycle, also known as a light independent reaction. So for the names first, why is it called light dependent? It's called light dependent because it needs the light and it takes place always on the day. This one is called the light independent reaction because it doesn't need light. It can occur anytime, and it's also known as the Calvin cycle. It's because of the famous chemist. Yeah, I think I got that right. Chemist who won a Nobel Prize for his pathways of photosynthesis. Calvin. Yeah, I think I got that right. So now we're going to talking about light dependence since we got the names right. So light dependent is where they take in the photons and the light and the water to produce oxygen as well as high energy NADPH and ATP. So this is also the place where photo excitation occurs. So basically what that means is that a photon brings a electron to a high energy state, and the energy is harnessed by an electron transport chain where it does a lot of work for the plant and it loses the high energy which it once has. So basically what light dependent reaction does is photons excite electrons, and that leads to the electron transport chain, which will help with the next cycle. Sorry. So next one is the light independent reaction, also known as the Calvin cycle. So what happens is in this one, the high energy which occurred in the light dependent as well as the in the light dependent reaction, they also make a process here where it basically becomes they make carbohydrates. They produce a carbon-based molecules that the plant can use, like GEP and carbohydrates, for example. So this it uses they don't then yeah, I think I did that as well there. So this is what the cell or something looks like. So this over here in the thylakoid, yeah, somewhere over here, this is where the light dependent reaction occurs. And then in the light independent, that occurs in the chloroplast, chloroplast stroma. So somewhere over here. So yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and how are they related to each other? Well, the way I see it, the light dependent reaction smoothens the product in a sense for the Calvin cycle, and the Calvin cycle merely perfects it, if that makes sense. Yeah, and yeah, I think I'm done.